how we stay warm in Kelly. So the weather forecast said, yeah, it's gonna rain from about 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and it rained all night long. And so when I went in the living room this morning, because I got to put a door, the door is like fell off the hinges, so I have to put like the door and then put a towel on top to keep the cold air out. But I walked in there this morning, it's just flooded. As soon as you step on it, it's gonna go right through the floor. So I don't know when that'll dry out. Probably not till summer. I don't know. We'll see. Then last night, well, I just went out there and had some breakfast. And when I came back, then it was just freezing. But in South America, they jump in the Amazon River to get warm. So I kind of do like that. I do some stuff to stay warm. But like right now, toes are freezing. But I did have some pretty good. Hot chocolate. Let me move this main thing. I wanted some hot chocolate, and I didn't have any. So what I did is I had an extra bar. Of that chocolate candy bar that you get at the Dollar General store. It's sea salt and caramel, and I just put that I put it in hot water, and it worked pretty damn good. Actually, better than the hot chocolate you buy at the store. To tell you the truth, it's a little bit more expensive. I think they're like $1.25 now. Those candy bars, they used to be $1. It's the one that says caramel and sea salt. And then I poured some coffee, and the coffee really got me wired up. So let me turn this off a little bit since I'm making a video, and I'll tell you what I see and what's going on right now. So, hello, people coming into the comments. Right now, what's going on is that one guy, I was trying to find his channel. I was talking about last night, but I accidentally hit the mute button, so I just deleted the whole video. It was a 2-hour video. It was just mostly driving around anyway, but I did cover some important subjects. I guess I was commenting on the Orange Man, and for some reason it always something's like saying don't talk about that. I really don't know what's going on with Orange Man, to tell you the truth. So maybe it's better if I don't talk about it and let the other people talk about it. Anyway, everything I said, by the time I got down to the mailbox, I had accidentally pressed the mute button, so the whole rest of the video was muted. So I erased it. And so that person that I was talking about, I couldn't find it anywhere. Found something that kind of looks like it, but it's like a members only. So I think it is going to be Hollywood. He's making bank. As soon as I find his channel again, I'll go check, see how much money he's making. You can check anybody. Any of these YouTube channels that are on here, you can check them to see how much money they're making. You just go to starstat.yt and type in their YouTube channel name. And so, oh yeah, I've got to do that with what's her name too, the lady from Europe. Um, but I'll tell you what's going on right now. Right now, I'm looking at electric car. Just for giggles and grins. I'm not going down to buy it. I don't have the wherewithal to buy it. But I'm looking at a car right now. And she's a beauty. And she's only $6,900 right now. It's been up there for like 6 days. So you know the dealer is going to go down there and buy it and put it back up for sale for $11,000, $11.99. It's a cinch. And gets a 119-mile range. So that would be sweet. And I'd be having to charge it up, with electricity, but in the summertime I could build that solar panel and I'd free electricity straight from the sun. But so here's the kicker. The car is $6,900. You get $4,000 back from PG&E, your utility company. Here it's PG&E. I know down in Los Angeles it's Southern California Edison. And I think up north it's Southern California Edison too. But from right here it's PG&E. So PG&E is giving $4,000 back. So $6,900 minus $4,000. That's like you're getting a 2019 electric car. Looks like brand new for under $3,000. Not only that, on top of the $4,000, they give you another $1,000 for what I don't know. But they also give you another $1,000. So you're getting a brand new, basically brand new, here in California. I don't know what they're doing in other states. A 2019 electric vehicle, looks like brand new. It's got all the bells and whistles. Got adaptive cruise control. I don't know if you've ever used adaptive cruise control, but that's really cool. And for under $3,000. And so I went in and I started checking out this rebate more. And it says it has to be a used car. It can't be hydrogen car. It can't be this weird thing. And so it says if you want to see a list of all the cars, we have a list here. So I went in and I checked the list, and it's on there. The Nissan Leaf is on there. But I was really surprised because here in the United States, people don't even know that there's so many EVs being sold right now. You look at all the cars on there, and it's really strange because the car company who's making the most EVs here in the United States is Mercedes-Benz. They got all different kinds of models. Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes-Benz. But there's hundreds of different electric vehicles here in the United States being sold. But here's the kicker. In other countries, Not only do they have all these hundreds of different of EVs, they've also got the Chinese EVs, which is Xiaomi, which is spelled Xiome, Xiaomi, um, which builds, I think they build the fastest car in the world, right? And and Neo, Geely, Cherry, Xpeng, BYD, everyone else around the world, around the globe, people who have higher standards than we do for their cars, safety standards and all different kinds of standards, have access to these other Chinese cars that I just named. And these cars, you can buy them brand new off the lot for under $10,000. Some of them. You can even buy one right here on the border of Southern California. They have them in Mexico. A lot of people don't know that. And the technology in these electric cars is decades ahead of what we have here. It's decades ahead of Tesla, these Chinese electric vehicles. And so so that's what I've got going on right now. And so it's all muddy outside, so can't really go anywhere. So just gotta sit here and wait for my Zoom meeting. I have a Zoom meeting today, and I also have a appointment today. But yeah, I'm just like, man, how many years have I been wanting this electric vehicle already? It's been like 3 or 4 years. You know, as soon as I'm able to finally acquire one and start the solar panel project and show it hooked up, you know, getting charged off solar energy, I think that's when people will finally start to realize, you know how much money you spend on gasoline? And not only that, and people will start to realize that you can go to all these different places, like your police department, your public library, and charge your car for free. You go out, well, when it starts catching on, there'll probably be people out there charging their cars, right? But right now, nobody knows about it. So you go by the police station, like right where I live, the next town over is Huron. I don't know if they have one here. I haven't checked it. But the next town over is Huron, California. And they have the free charger right there at the police department. It's got the huge solar panels on it, just ready to charge your electric car. So for free. And so if I had this car, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I'd be at Walmart buying some groceries. Or a tarp so the water doesn't. I mean, it's like an ocean in the living room now. I could show you the list, but it's too much trouble to move that phone around. But there are hundreds of manufacturers selling electric vehicles here on. I don't know if you heard about, I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube, these people who are buying pickup trucks. All these pickup trucks that they're selling, you know, they were making automobiles here. They make them in Milwaukee, right? Or Detroit, not Milwaukee, Detroit. And so I guess what happened was, you know, these people do not want to let go of that dinosaur technology, polluting garbage. They just refuse to jump on the bandwagon, and they just freaking missed the boat, right? EVs are taking over. You look at Sweden, Norway, more than 90% of every car on the road is electric already because they care about the planet, saving Mother Earth. They're not a bunch of dumbos. And so I guess what happened was they missed the bandwagon. They missed the boat. EVs are taking over. China's the one building them, and so they're crap out of luck. And so they started laying everybody off. Over in Michigan, they started laying all the workers off. They laid off, like, in one day, I think they laid off 2,000 people. And so I guess what happened was they stopped paying the workers. The workers were working, still building these things, and they stopped paying them on time, or I don't know what's going on. But I guess the workers sabotaged the company. They sabotaged it, because what they're saying on YouTube right now, you can go in and you can read all the comments. They're saying that they are total freaking garbage. They're brand new vehicles, and you have to keep a case of oil with you. That's how much oil they burn. They're freaking garbage. And you know, these people who bought these trucks, they're paying like over $100,000 for these piles of junk. And so I was saying yesterday, you know, the power on these electric cars, the fastest car in the world is an electric, right? ICE engines, the internal combustion engine, there's no competition. The transmission is so slow on them. By the time the thing's getting out of first gear, the electric left it in the dust. There's no competition. And but I was saying that the electric vehicles now, if you're gonna get you an electric vehicle, I'll tell you something to look for is mechanical door handles. Okay, these cars that do not have mechanical door handles, that only have electric handles, are no bueno, and that crap needs to be changed immediately. And because if something happens to the battery, your doors either open or they're locked. One or the other. I don't know which one they do, but either one is no good. Because if you're out in a dangerous neighborhood and your doors unlock, that's not good. That's dangerous. And if something happens and you need to open the door and you can't because it's locked because the battery, so that's no good. I don't see how they ever freaking, I don't see how they could be so dumb. But this one guy, he was driving a Xiaomi, a SU7, that's SU7. And uh, this car, you can go buy it right off the lot. It's just a regular car that you buy off the lot. And this car will leave in the dust any Indy 500 internal combustion engine on planet Earth. They don't have a chance against an electric car. And so this guy, he got in this car and it has like 1,300 horsepower. So I think you can check for yourself. I think it does 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. So that alone, if you're not young and physically fit, like for flying a jet airplane, right? You could pass out from the G's in this thing. So he didn't know how to handle the car. It was too much power for him. And he wrecked it, and the whole thing just got incinerated. And it's on YouTube. And so if you buy yourself an electric car, make sure it has mechanical doors on it. I'll tell you where I'm living if you tell me where you're living. Where are you living at? You in Nevada, North Carolina? Hugs and kisses. Where are you living at? It's still in here? Looks like they took off. So I'm going to turn the heater back on. I'm waiting for a phone interview, which I'm supposed to do the phone interview at 1 or 2 hours. I got the information outside. Got the appointment written outside, but it's such a hassle just to walk outside. You have to basically tear the whole place down just to get out the door. So I still got 2 hours, so I'm going to wait a little while. I should turn this camera around because it's on what you call it. Yeah, but so let me tell you about this lady from Europe. And I'm going to guess her age. I'm guessing her age is about 38. Just guessing. And so she's making live streams. And she's trying to teach people how to date. and whatnot. So what was she talking about last night? She started making a video when I was making a video in Coalinga, but I didn't know that the mute button was on. And so I skipped her video and I just kept my video rolling. I came all the way back to Avenel, did some stuff in Avenel, and then came back home. And then I came in and she was still video recording, and I had my Kentucky Fried Chicken, and and um, so she finally finished, and so I came in here and went to go load up my video because it gets saved as private. I don't know why. I guess as a safety precaution. And then I discovered that the mute button had accidentally been activated. Let me see if I can get this thing turned back on. So yeah, I gotta walk outside and get that information and get some financial information ready to jump through hoops and whatnot. And then I got my Zoom meeting right after. Oh, that's hear what's going on with crypto, Bitcoin, the biggest freaking dive in crypto history. I was telling you about it over the weekend. It took a dive like at 1:30 p.m. It took a dive, and it's the biggest dive it's ever taken. In other words, they people who had money in there, the total money that was lost because they got liquidated was like I'm thinking 50 billion. I think it was $50 billion. And like 10 minutes. That's how fast it went down. So I was telling you that some of the coins got obliterated. They did. And so now where are we at? Well, I'm waiting for this one person to come back online, write down the name so that you can listen to this person, because there's two sides to the story. And there's the orange man side of the story, who's a multi-billionaire, right? And then there's these people's side of the story. It's people who are on YouTube. And are they doing it for clickbait? Or are they really sincere? And so that's what we're trying to figure out. Now, this other lady who I just discovered on YouTube she's only got like 30 people in the room, right, so far. And that might, increase 50-fold, right? And but let me turn this off, it's too loud. It sounds like a jet engine. So she's saying this and that. And, I told you that what she says makes sense, but she's missing a big part of the picture, right? And she's saying, yeah, the man should be this and the man should be that. And the man should, have these qualities, and it's totally pathetic, basically, what she's saying. And and so I'm like, well, I said that all makes sense and stuff, but there's something very, very profound that she is glossing over and not acknowledging. And so this makes me suspicious that the channel might be just Hollywood, because Hollywood is all over these vertical live feeds like flies on rice. Okay, because these subjects that she's talking about, this country that we live in is sick. We are a sick nation of perverts. And wives who are not sexually satisfied, hence the divorce rate. But it's the same thing in other countries. They're drinking, screwing around, doing adultery, infidelity, and living in poverty, in dilapidated housing, and oppressed by an oppressor. And now they say that here the divorce rate is about 70% now. And I guess in her part of the country, it's damn near that. It's 50%. But in her country, something about, I'm not sure, I might be wrong, they say that it's not reported as much for some reason, probably because of the culture. Regardless, there's an issue with sexually in the relationship, something sexual in the relationship. Or why would they be going out and doing the things they're doing? Like going out with the neighbor, going out with the person's boss, staying out and getting drunk, right? And well, this is a very profound thing in both countries. And I think the system is messed up, because these people, these kings, rulers, they don't have just one wife. They have harems. Do you know what that means? That means they got a few of them, not just a couple. They've got a few wives. They've got dozens and dozens of kids. from multiple wives. When they get tired of this wife, they go to the next wife. And they even do kind of like that here in the United States, in Utah and in Pennsylvania, right? And so ask those wives, are they sexually satisfied? And in other cultures, they actually lend their wife to the neighbor overnight to get jiggy with it, to do the wild thing. There's different cultures. And I think this has to be taken into consideration, because you look at what just happened right now. You look at what just happened right now, yesterday or the day before. I just saw it right now on Facebook. They found a lady. She was probably in her 20s or early 30s. And they just took her out. Right? Why? There's no need for this crap. Yes, does it make you upset? Yes, because of what's been put in your thinking. And people are under the impression that they actually own somebody. Yes. Is there a spiritual connection? Yes. But is it only between two people, even if you've taken vows? That's something you need to look at and think about. But obviously, when you go around and you start taking somebody's life, there's something bad wrong. And this is because of the social pressure that society puts on people, right? And, even if the female does go out and drag you through the mud in front of, society, that still doesn't give you the right to take someone's life. That's freaking nuts. That's crazy. And they just found her out here. They caught the person responsible, but there's even things that are being done in this nation because of the same thing, infidelity and adultery, that you would not believe. And I'll just leave it at that. But the people are starting to find out these things. They're starting to tell the people on Facebook. Maybe if they show the people enough of these pathetic crimes, if people could, get out of this fake facade that they're under and recognize that there's more than just two genders, maybe they'll stop doing this bull crap to each other, because it's all about freaking ego. Well, poverty has a lot to do with it, okay? That's why Mahatma Gandhi said, oppression is the worst form of violence, and that proves it. Because if these people had the wherewithal to go find another girlfriend or find another significant other, had a place to live, had transportation, right? Wasn't homeless, they probably wouldn't resort to these stupid things that they're doing. I can give you an example, but it's a big, small world. And even these people who do these heinous things, a lot of them only stay in there for 3 years. You get more time if you rob a bank. Okay? And and I told you, well, if there was any sense of judgment, if there was any sort of justice, you would have a jury of your peers. Well, I wouldn't want to be judged by a jury of my peers where I'm at. Okay, I would want to be judged by a jury of peers that's racially diverse, to tell you the truth. Um, from I don't know, I don't know where, but a jury to begin with, a jury of 12, and and let them decide if the person is guilty or not. Well, actually, what would be better? I mean, these laws were invented hundreds of years ago, which, even Congress, you see how Orange Man is kind of like looking right past Congress like, you guys are a bunch of bozos, right? And, well, maybe it needs to be done away with. A new system. That system was when there was hardly no people here in the United States. Now there's millions of people. There's got to be a better system. But even if you could choose your jury from a group of people, you know, online, of 12, and that's kind of like a change of venue in law, right? It's called a change of venue. And let them decide if the person should be taken out and put in front of a firing squad, because the system that they have in place right now is a big freaking scam. Now these people who are doing these heinous things, absolutely heinous, they should not be allowed to live amongst society, right? And because they're not human, they're animals. And um, what they're doing is they're taking these people and they're using them as a meal ticket. This is what they filter. It's like squeezing the teats on a cow because they're milking it. They're milking the system. This is how they siphon, this is how they funnel money out of the system. They're using these creeps as a meal ticket. That's what the prison system is. And so that's why I'm saying, you know, um, a firing squad, and put them in front of a jury of 12. You know, you can pick your own jury, what area you want, right? We'll cross that bridge when you get to it. But it's a place to start. And so um yeah, so that's what I was talking about last night. And when the mute button went on. So that's what time is it? Still got like 1 or 2 hours before I have to. I got to grab all that information and things, but the sun will probably come out a little bit later. So yeah, I'm just like, you can't go nowhere because it's all mudded. Basically, you need a four-wheel drive to get out anywhere right now. But the transportation, it's even worse than that. You know, I don't have transportation to do the things that I need to do to get halfway decent um, nutrition. So hopefully, this car that they've got in there right now, that's really a bargain. Because the car I was looking at yesterday was yes, last year was $2,000 more, and it's 1 year older, a 2018, and it only got, I think it was like 80 miles of range. No, it was more than that. It was 159 miles of range. But this one is 119 miles of range, and that's plenty. For me, that's plenty. I could go to Walmart, piece of cake. I don't even have to recharge it. Go to Walmart and back. And without ever stopping at a gas station, right? You have solar panels, and I'll have to be the first one to make one because nobody's making one. Necessity is mother of invention. Um, but anywho, so I'll look for that channel so that you can go in there and listen to what this person's saying. Back to the lady. I think also her view is a little bit twisted. Because let's face it, we're all racist. Okay? Some more than others. But what was it? There was something. Oh yeah. So she goes, I'm for what's his name? The dude that just got taken out, right? And some people are saying that was fake. Just like on June 6th, Resurrection Day, Insurrection Day, when that lady was crawling through the thing and the cop come up and blew her away. To me, it didn't. It looked kind of phony. And you know how Alex Jones says that was his opinion. He was like basically saying that it's phony. And so because he said his opinion, because he gave his opinion on something, now they're suing him. They want $1 billion of his money. So apparently he's a multi-billionaire, which is kind of surprising, right? But yeah, because of something he said, and they're trying to say that, oh, it's not true, and that's a slap in the face to the people. Well, they said the same damn thing about the freaking plandemic, right? About David Icke. Oh, you're gonna hurt the people. They're gonna listen to you, and they're gonna refuse, and they're all gonna die. And it turns out he was right. It was a scam by these people, that this new person that I'm talking to you about. I'm trying to find where this person is, because this person is actually saying names on some of these people who before, if you said their names, their company names, they would come and get you big time. Ask Leonard Horowitz. He took off, but it's not like it is no more. That's why he's back now. He took off to Hawaii. Now he's back. He's living in Florida. If you don't know who Leonard Horowitz is, I don't know what to tell you. But he made a video. It's called Bioterrorism. And like I told you, we knew this stuff 20 years ago. I was building these devices. We all knew this stuff 20 years ago. Kevin Trudeau was basically telling people what was going on, and Bob Beck was telling the people what was going on, these inventions that they were going down and busting people's house down and, you know, pulling guns on them 3 o'clock in the morning, doing raids without a search warrant, because if you do research on them, they're basically the Nazi Gestapo. And so, you know, she goes, this guy, you know, that they just took out, I don't want to say his name, because they're, you know, some people are looking at him like a messiah or something, you know, like they were said before about other people, and like a hero. They want to make a statue of him, a graven image or whatever. And she says, he's a hero. That's a real man. We love, you know, that attribute. And I'm like, you lost me there. But you know, it is what it is. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you click notifications so that you get notified when I do one of these live streams. And I'll let you know about this other person who's saying these things opposite of what this lady is saying, right? This is both people's, you know, I'm not, you know, 100% for either side. I don't know what's going on. I do know that there's a lot of bad people down on the streets. I'm not talking about certain people. I'm talking about my life situation. Knowing these people, there's a lot of them that are bad. And so could it be, you know, that the creator is ultimately in charge? I don't know. So I'm just letting you listen to both sides yourself and try to use your critical thinking skills like I'm trying to do to find out who's telling the truth. So this one person who's obviously got a different perspective than this other person that I'm talking about, this lady versus this dude who's on here. He's saying that there's something going on over in Idaho. Okay? And so this is something we need to find out, because where did this person get this information from? How come he's heard about it and I haven't? I haven't heard anybody talk about this. And he said that over in Idaho, they're doing some kind of business deal. And that when Orange Man flew over to, this is the Muslims, right? These are the Muslims who they said, you know, attacked the who were not allowed to fly on aircraft no more because they wanted to destroy this place or something. And so he flew over there to them. You know, we're apparently not too long ago, he was saying that these people are terrorists and this and that. And that he went over there and it wasn't anything about what they're saying on the news. He said what that was is he went over there and made a business deal. I have to talk to you later.